Good morning, this is TCR, TroyCommunityRadio.com. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1 WTJN. Time for the Mayor's Report on this Saturday morning, and with me is Mayor Michael Beamish.
I am here.
I'm glad to have you on the program. It's starting to feel actually like fall outside now.
Actually, the cooler temperatures have arrived. It is the fall season, and you know what we can expect when that happens?
Leaves.
Leaves. So we should probably spend just a little bit of time talking about leaf collection and opportunities for people to get their leaves put out and picked up. So if that's okay with you, Clint, I think that'll be our show today.
Some tips. What should folks do? You got a yard full of leaves. You want to get rid of them.
Well, there's about 3 ways we can do this, and all of the good ways. First of all, you got to have a good rake.
Yes.
And we'll hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll have a demonstration of that. So we'll have the rakes out, and but raking the leaves out about a foot away from the curb would be the best, so that the water, if it does rain, it goes into the storm sewers and the leaves don't plug it up and cause possible temporary flooding.
Yeah, it doesn't make a dam in the street, and also with them out away from the curb, it keeps them from washing into the storm sewer and causing some problem underground, clogging things up.
And we are going to start that process. People still look at the green on the leaves, but we're going to start this process on October 2nd, so that's coming up on Monday. We'll do it in zones, as we have always done. We'll start in the west end and move down through town, and then we'll start over with round 2, and we usually do at least 3 rounds, depending on how the leaves fall. But I would say right now, I know they're starting to fall, and if you can put them out about a foot away from the curb, we'll start that process of picking them up. That's just one way you can do it.
You can do it with the tea bags, too.
You can do it with tea bags, and you can pick that at True Value, or you can pick it at City Hall. Pick up your tea bags. They're marked with a red T. You can't miss them. And you can put other brush and little clippings in those bags, and they will pick them up on your regular trash day pickup.
Now, this is also the time of year, the flower gardens are,
right.
Everything's turning brown. So any of those clippings and things.
Any of those things, little twigs, sticks, you can put them in those bags, set them out with your trash. That will also get picked up on the day of your trash recycling pickup.
Now, while we're talking about cleaning up your yard, it's also cemetery cleanup time.
It is cemetery cleanup time, and we have 2 cemeteries. Obviously, Riverside's the biggest, but we also have Rose Hill. And we ask people between now and October 15th if they would go and clean up around the cemetery grounds, grave sites, with wreaths and decorations and any other items you might have. Now, the reason is so we can also prepare the cemeteries and clean the leaves and do the things that we normally do. Now, by November 15th, a month from now, it should be ready to go, and you can
go back out and
put your decorations around the grave sites.
Okay.
If you have any questions, just call the cemetery, and they can tell you and help you and guide you with that process. But I know it's a tough time when you're grieving and you see grave sites and your decorations, but this is all part of the help process.
Again, it's that time of year. Things are turning brown. It's just that it'll give you a chance to, the grave sites will be freshened up.
Correct.
And then you can put out fresh decorations.
It allows us to do the raking and picking up and blowing and all the things that we need to do at the cemetery to keep that nice and a good appearance.
Now, with all this yard cleanup that we're talking about, also cleaning up at the cemetery, some folks, maybe they have a truck and they want to load all that. They don't want it sitting out in the street in front of their house or put it in a tea bag. They can take it out to the Dye Mill Road facility as well.
Thank you, Clint, for sharing that, because that is another service to our citizens in Troy. All they have to do is show that they're a citizen of Troy. They can take things out to the Dye Mill facility. That's going to stay open through December 2nd.
Now that's longer this year. Yeah,
yes,
it has been extended.
Well, I think they found out sometimes these leads hold on longer and longer, and there's other things that happen that may require us to keep that open, and so we will. And again, there's another way. You've talked about this many times. If you have branches and twigs, if you can cut them in like 4-foot sections, bundle them up. You can put them out with those tea bags, and they'll just pick those up as well. So we have lots of ways of getting rid of your yard waste in different ways, and it's all part of the services that the city provides.
Now, when it comes to the bundling of the sticks, once you bundled them, you can carry them down your driveway to the street. They can load it.
Absolutely.
But don't think that you can tie up this big gigantic bundle and they're going to throw it on the back of the truck.
Yeah.
It has to be a manageable bundle.
That's a good way, because if you can't lift it, they're going to have trouble lifting it, and that slows down the whole process. But we do have a lot of ways to help people during this time of the year to get rid of their yard waste.
Well, with all this talk about fall, you can't help but think about Halloween's on its way. Beggar's Night, we do know Trick or Treat in the city of Troy is going to be on October 31st again.
That's Tuesday, and it'll be 6 to 8. That's Beggar's Night. That happens to be on October 31st, the normal day of Halloween. We are going to have activities. I know the Optimist Club always sponsors a parade / costume contest, and along with the Main Street organization and all the downtown merchants participate. That's usually on Saturday, so I'm guessing it's going to be October 28th.
Yes.
If you want to mark that on your calendar along with Beggar's Night.
That's the hometown Halloween right here in downtown Troy, and the businesses pass out candy. It's a fun time to bring the kids down, and like you said, the parade. I'd love to see all of the kids in their costumes and the work that goes into them. Sometimes you get the whole family all dressed up.
And that's what I was just going to close with and say, and it's a family activity. We've seen families come together as the Wizard of Oz or a lot of different ways. And it's a good way. We judge contests. The Optimist Club does that. And they give a family award.
Now, I think I mentioned this the other day, but still, to this day, my favorite Halloween costume that I saw downtown was the little boy in like he had a raincoat of some sort, like a trench coat type on, and his head was inside of a jar, and it looked like he was holding it in front of him. It's the creativity of the families and the kids. And
the more creative they are, the better the costume.
Absolutely.
I really enjoy, and sometimes I get a chance to judge, and I look for creativity and originality. So you just gave a good example.
All right. Now we'll kind of come to a close here. You have council on Monday.
Council is Monday, and that will be, October 2nd. It'll be at 7 o'clock. It'll be in City Hall. I'm not sure of all the agenda items that will be on there, but they do meet on a regular basis, and a good opportunity to see your council in action. And I always say this because I've served on council many years. These people take their job seriously, and they really give back to their community with their diligence and efforts to be educated on issues. Not always popular, but they vote the best that they believe in for the good of the community, and I like that.
All right, Mayor. Well, it's kind of a slow weekend. It isn't quite the activities as we come into fall like we've been used to here over the summer, but some things we look forward to, like the hometown Halloween and Trick or Treat coming up. And then it looks like we're going to be headed towards like the grand illumination.
Oh, that is always one of the most wonderful things of the year, and it's a seasonal thing, and it's when we dedicate the first gift of Christmas, the Christmas tree, lights on the square, and all. It's just a wonderful opportunity that comes back the day after Thanksgiving. After we give thanks for what we have a big celebration.
All right, Mayor, we look forward to all of it right here in downtown Troy. This has been the Mayor's Report. Thank you for being on the program this morning. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1 WTJF.